Hello and welcome to the 5th episode of Total Drama Multiverse Season 2. This is going to be a normal game show episode, but first I do want to do a quick retcon. So this isn't anything crazy, but if y'all remember when we were talking about when each character was brought back, or brought into the reality, right? Like, for example, we talked about how Tristan was brought in before Tristan went on the game show. Before Tristan went on Disventure Camp Season 4. So before any of the events of that show happened. Or another good example is what is another good example? I guess there isn't too many actually this season, but we can go like Lena. Lena, she's brought in before a lot of the events happen, or any of the events happen of the DuckTales show. So while she still has her aunt, right? Well, for Puss in Boots, I talked about how it was after the events of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, where the wish was already destroyed. But I'm actually officially retconning that, because if y'all saw the end of last episode, I feel like it would make more sense for the story if this happened around the time in the Puss in Boots: The Last Wish movie, when he's at the old cat lady's house and stuck there for like months. I think that's about the time that will take him, because I think that would just fit the story better. But yeah, let's actually get into this with our pre-challenge section. So we'll quickly talk about the Wild Wasps first. So as always, Jinwoo does his workout in the morning. Ash tried to keep up this morning, didn't really work well. While Bruce didn't join him, because Bruce has been joining him, but has his eyes set on Guinevere, because Guinevere's just interesting to him, and he vowed Guinevere protection. And also Sky, because Sky is obviously, he wants to know more about these 0-point powers, because he just really wants to study that. So he's been talking to her, and she's just explained little things here and there. But what I think the only thing other than that going on here is everyone is kind of friends, buddy right now, except Daisy, who obviously hates that, because that means that she's the least popular person on her team, including another princess. So she's very angry with Guinevere. Then we can talk about Chaotic Coyotes. Tristan and Patrice still have their like friendship, or not really friendship, but their alliance to bring together Lauren and Ezekiel. And Lena is still going through her own shit, but she's at least doing well with Lauren. And then Steve and Samus have officially made it to the Jeff and Bridget phase of of this relationship. So yeah, they're making out a lot. And then for the Misfit Monkeys, while Alice, Mel, Six, and right now Mr. Krupp are all chilling, but Jack is in confessional, and he basically says something along the lines of, well, I was obviously getting really happy last night after eliminating 2D, but now, or not last night, but a couple nights ago, but now that I'm been here for a couple days and the other 4 are all just on their own, I feel kind of like shit now that I think more about it. So Jack's starting to realize that he did kind of come off as rude, and 2D's kind of just a lovable idiot who he really who didn't have any ill intent. So Jack starts to feel bad about that. But that's pretty much it for our pre-challenge section. Now we can go into our challenge section. So this is a pretty interesting challenge. This challenge is Challenge 28, the Gift Grift, suggested by Cool of the Dude 8345. So I like this challenge a lot. Thanks, Cool of the Dude. So this is basically Chris picks one person on each team to receive a gift, and the rest of the members can choose a world to go into to get a gift for the lucky member. After each person receives their gift, Chris can measure how satisfied they were with the gift, or will measure, and the teams made their, like, using a lie detector, basically, and the team that made their gift receiver the least happy loses. So yeah, there's not too much to this challenge, but I promise it's interesting. So here's who I think Chris chooses on each team. I think Chris chooses Ezekiel to get the gift on the Chaotic Coyotes. I think for the Wild Wasps, they choose Guinevere. And then I think for the Misfit Monkeys, they choose probably 6, I think would be funny. So 6, Guinevere, and Ezekiel all are the ones who get gifts. So I think immediately the reactions to this are mostly not that bad. I think everyone's fine with getting a gift for Ezekiel except Lauren, and Tristan actually sees this as a great opportunity. Everyone's fine with getting a gift for Guinevere except Daisy, who obviously hates Guinevere. And everyone's scared of getting a bad gift for 6 because 6 scares everyone on the Misfit Monkeys. So, yeah. So, we can get into like the specifics of who goes where. I think, oh my goodness, I think the Chaotic Coyotes, Lauren just refuses to participate because she doesn't want to give Ezekiel a gift. She wants them to lose so they can vote Ezekiel out. So while Lena tries to calm her down, I think Tristan and Patrice, because at this point Steve and Samus are still just making out, so Tristan and Patrice end up going for some kind of archery reality, because Ezekiel practices his archery. Ever since the Hunting Havoc challenge last season, he practices archery. He's into archery. So they're going to find him, they're going to go into like a kind of elf reality or something, and try to, or like an RPG reality or something, like JRPG, not like a rocket launcher, and try to find him a really cool new bow and arrow. And they end up just having, Lena just ends up dragging Lauren along, and Ezekiel just has to wait there. So then on the Wild Wasps, I think that everyone pretty easly decides that they're just going to go to, like, because they can flip through realities, but they're just going to go with, they don't need to do that because they're just going to go with what Sky says, because Sky knows the multiverse better than any of them. And this is really the episode where Sky starts to become, like, really the leader of the team, as well as Bruce, both of them, but mainly Bruce, honestly, but Sky as well. So yeah, they end up going to like a Disney World type thing. And then the Misfit Monkeys, they don't really know too much about 6, except for that she's really powerful and she's always eating an absurd amount of food for her. So they end up going to the Cooking Mama reality. So yeah, I think that it would probably take a few people a while, but there's not really a time limit on when you need to get your gift back, and there's not really a first, it's not a race, so there's not like a person who gets it last loses, so they can take as much time as they need. But I think the first people to find their gift is probably the Misfit Monkeys, just because at this point, now that Tootie's gone and Goofy's gone, they're starting to like actually gauge how to handle the team, because it's like not as bad. Mr. Krupp though does hear the cooking mama snap her fingers to get one of the other workers to work faster, so he turns into Captain Underpants in the middle of the kitchen, and that turns pretty bad. But as you all know, Alice has learned that since she's made out of ink, she can control him and turn him back into Mr. Krupp, what she ends up doing. Yeah, and then Jack's kind of just there. But the other three are kind of I don't know if Mr. Krupps is really in an alliance, but Alice and Mel are. But they're all working together. And they've told Mr. Krupp about Captain Underpants more. So, like, he really knows who Captain Underpants is and doesn't want to be a part of that. He wants to be separate from that. On the Wild Wasps, I think... So, they get back with their gift first. I think they're the ones to get back with their gift second, because the Chaotic Coyotes would have to do a lot to get a freaking, like, magical bow and arrow. And I think the Wild Wasps will end up gumming with... like Sky can send something off about Guinevere, and Batman or Bruce obviously knows, but I think they are able to just convince Ash and Jinwoo, not Daisy though. Daisy refuses to participate as well. They're able to convince those two though to cover them while Sky and Bruce both break into the Disney castle and run in and take one of the mascot suits. And the reason they do that is because Bruce basically explained, because he trusts Sky enough, he explained how everything Guinevere, like how Guinevere works and what Guinevere is to Sky. So they decided to give her that, because with that, if she ever loses the illusion disc or the illusion disc breaks, she'll have a new suit. So they end up getting her like a Cinderella suit or something. And then on the Chaotic Coyotes, since Lauren isn't really helping, I think that it would take them a long time, except for, because like everyone except for Steve and Samus aren't really good fighters or anything at this point. I mean, Lena has her magic, but not like crazy magic to where it'll help them that much. So they eventually get back, and I think the first, we'll go in order of when they come back. So the first team to come back was the Misfit Monkeys, and they ended up coming back with a gourmet meal of like a lot of stuff, and like freaking chicken, basically a whole Thanksgiving dinner. And 6 is they're all strapped up to the lie detectors, by the way. Guinevere, even though it's a robot, so I don't really know how that worked, but whatever. 6 and Ezekiel, and she, like, her eyes light up. I know you can't really see them, but she's super happy, and she freaking starts chowing down on all the food. So she is very satisfied with her gift, because it can at least temporarily satisfy her hunger. So then on the Wild Wasps, after opening the gift box, Guinevere is happy at first, and genuinely is happy for the thought, but then saddened by the fact that she'd ever have to wear a mask to cover herself. So they kind of get a weird reading. But eventually it comes to the Chaotic Coyotes, where Tristan asks Patrice, because originally Patrice was going to be the one to give Ezekiel the gift, but Tristan asks Patrice if Tris can do it, and Tristan comes up to Ezekiel and is like, hey, I got you this. Me and Patrice worked pretty hard to get this. I was wondering if we could use this as a peace offering. And Ezekiel's like, peace offering? And Tristan's like, yeah, things have gotten pretty out of hand recently, and I've just been hoping we could chill out a little bit, you know? And Ezekiel's like, yeah, I guess I can see your point. So he opens it and sees this, like, freaking insane bow and arrow that can shoot like different magic arrows and stuff, and it's got like infinite ammo that just keeps coming out the pack. It's really cool. And he's super happy, and he ends up hugging Tristan and saying that he apologizes as well. And then in confessional, Ezekiel says, you know what? Maybe, remember, Ezekiel says, not Bryson says, you know what? Maybe she isn't that bad after all. Okay, so maybe or maybe not. It's been 2 hours. I got a little bit interrupted, to say the least. But I'm pretty sure we were at the point where, yeah, Ezekiel in confessional was happy that Tristan was making the peace offer with him. So, yeah, that happens, and 6 is obviously super happy Ezekiel's super happy, and Guinevere is thankful but not happy. So I think that because of that, the lie detector says that, and also the lie detector electrocutes the person if they lie, because that's just something Chris would do. So Guinevere gets zapped, and then they lose the challenge. So yeah, we'll get to our post-challenge section. If I missed anything, guys, it's been like 2 hours since I last recorded, so I'm sorry. I'll just add it in the beginning of the next episode, but I don't think I did. So yeah, in our post-challenge section, we'll talk first about the chaotic coyotes. So the chaotic coyotes, we had obviously our whole thing with the Ezekiel Tristan peace offering, and while they're not like friends, Ezekiel decides that he's gonna leave Tristan alone, and he just goes hunting with Patrice. They go hunting around the island, and Tristan is just happy that the two of them are chill now. Lauren is taking a little more time to get accustomed to that. Meanwhile, Lena is just kind of struggling with her own inner demons still, and Steve and Samus are still being Jeff and Bridget. So then on the Misfit Monkeys, everyone is happy with Six, and Six is happy with everyone. So yeah, everyone celebrates. He's still Mr. Krupp right now, and Jack is continuing to feel bad about what he did to 2D, and he's starting to really regret it now, and starting to really think about, because he's listening to his own music, and he's thinking about how much of a hypocrite he was being. Then on the Wild Wasps, everyone here is aligned except Daisy, but Daisy continuously tries to pin the blame on Guinevere for not liking their gift, even though it was from Sky and Bruce. But Guinevere is trying to defend herself. Well, I think what ends up happening here is the Wild Wasps are about to go to elimination, where Daisy knows she is hooked. So she is ready to do just about anything at this point. So she goes up to Guinevere, who's sitting on the edge of the right mountain of the three mountains, just chilling by herself. And she goes, oops, and pushes her off the mountain. Because she's sitting right on the edge, and she just kicks her off the mountain. Because she knows there's one-up mushrooms, but she already had a plan for that. She knows where the one-up mushrooms are, because she's the one who obviously held all the one-up mushrooms. So Chris told her where the one-up mushrooms are, so she robbed all the one-up mushrooms for herself, which is also another reason why Puss can't find them. And she ends up throwing Guinevere off it. So Guinevere hits the water really hard, and instead of killing her, like splat blood, like Daisy thought, Daisy planned on reviving her, just throwing a one-up mushroom in after, because she doesn't want to actually keep somebody killed. But she planned on keeping her dead until she got sent back to her reality. So what actually ends up happening is she looks down and sees like some freaking eldritch abomination start climbing up the side of the mountain. So she runs and hides, and she peeks over and sees right in the middle that it's Guinevere. But Guinevere's illusion disc has been broken, and she's pissed off, so she starts hunting around for her. But she never ends up finding Daisy before they're sent to elimination. So Guinevere is able to calm herself down and just be kind of the normal version of her, but without the illusion disc. So yeah, safe to say these two are pretty confused when they walk into the elimination ceremony. Daisy just pretends that like she didn't do it, And it obviously looks like it's going to be an easy vote off for Daisy here, 5-1. But right before Chris is going to read the votes, the final vote, because the bottom two are obviously Guinevere and Daisy, because 5 votes Daisy, 1 vote Guinevere. Steve and Samus suddenly run up to Chris and start talking about how they're quitting the show, and they have way better news now. And Chris is like, what? And they both pull out of their pockets. Well, Steve isn't actually talking, but Samus is talking for both of them. Samus pulls out two letters, and they have a red symbol on them, and they're the Smash Bros. Letters that you get if you're getting invited to join Smash Bros. So, yeah, the reason Daisy doesn't get one is in this universe, just to really reinforce that Daisy is not popular. Daisy is not popular enough to get into Smash Bros. So Steve and Samus end up quitting the game show, and obviously, since that's already a double elimination, Chris doesn't want to eliminate anyone else, so the Wild Wasps get off lucky this time. Then he asks them if they want to have a chance to come back, and both Samus and Steve are like, hell no, we're going to Smash, and more ways than one. So yeah, Steve and Samus are they quit in a double elimination. So one last thing before the episode closes out, everyone gathers round at that night, except Guinevere doesn't want to come, and Sky and Bruce are able to talk her into coming, and she ends up deciding to wear her present. So she's wearing the like Cinderella costume, which she hates, but she doesn't want to freak out the Mr. Monkeys in the Chaotic Coyotes. So the three of them all come to the announcement. The Chaotic Coyotes are pissed, by the way, because they just lost their cannon fodder. And well, actually, they were their strongest members and their cannon fodder when it comes to voting people off. But he says that there is officially 2 hidden immunity idols hidden on the island right now. So yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Sorry, breaking the fourth wall now. Sorry that to anybody who's rooting for Steve and or Samus, but I just felt like it would be funny to treat them as like a Jeff and Bridget thing, and I wanted to do something with Smash Bros. We'll see if we're done with these two. We're not permanently done with any character, because I plan on eventually bringing every character back at some point. But at least for this season, we'll see if we're done with these two or not. But yeah, I don't know why I have them all the way down here. I don't know. I don't even think y'all can see them. Yeah, we can put them right there. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I'm glad I even got to make this episode, because I was freaking, it's 12:35. I'm supposed to, like, I'm gonna have to miss something today, and I just chose for it to not be this. So, yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I cannot wait to catch y'all in the next episode of Total Drama Multiverse. See ya.